Man, I love Terence Hughes fragrances. And one of my subscribers, Paul, gave me the inspiration and came up with this idea for this video. He asked me if I would put together a list of 10 of my most masculine fragrances from the house of Terence Hughes. And I thought to myself, that's a stinking good idea. So I did. I went through all of my Terence Hughes fragrances and picked and chose the 10 that I think are the most masculine. And since Aaron's doing the unicorn sale until November 28th, I thought, well, that's even a better idea to do this video. So stay tuned as I share with you the 10 most masculine fragrances from the house of Terence Hughes. Cue that intro. What's going on, my beautiful fragrance family? I hope each and every one of you are doing fantastic today, and welcome back to My2Scents. My name is Brian, and this is the channel all about helping boost your confidence through the art of fragrance and helping you become a lasting scent memory. So, like I said in the pre-intro, yes, Terence Hughes is doing his unicorn sale on his UK website. I believe it's like 20% off everything, which is actually freaking awesome. Now, I will say, the shipping is still gonna kick you in the nuts. I mean, it's still very expensive to get, his fragrances across the pond over here into the States. But if it's something that you're interested in, I will leave a link down in the description. You can go check out the unicorn sale and see what all he's got going on. But without further ado, let's get into these masculine fragrances in today's whiffs and sniffs. These are in no particular order. I purposely did that because I want you to be able to pick and choose which fragrances by the notes and the way I describe them is going to be best for you. I always suggest sampling before you blind buy, all right? And he does have 10 mLs that you can get. You can also get a lot of these over at Maxx Aroma. Oh, and also, listen, I'm still unboxing all my fragrances. I still have 10 boxes, 12 boxes I have to go pick up at my parents'. So I don't have all the full bottles here with me. And so just bear with me. I'm going to throw the bottle up on the screen. But the first one I want to talk about is Smoulder. This guy right here. So he re-released Smoulder. Now this is Aaron's fragrance that he did with Chris over at Fragmental. Now it sold out super quick on the first run, and right now on his website you can get it for 20% off. Again, shipping sucks, but whatever, it's 20% off. This is what I love and why I think Smoulder is such a masculine fragrance. I love the tobacco. I love the use of the embery, smoky tobacco that is in Smoulder. But it's not just that. You're going to get some neroli up top to kind of give it, just a nice fresh cleanliness mixed in with this really nice lemon. It doesn't give just necessarily a soapy quality, but a fresh, clean opening. And that's what I like about it. It starts out nice and fresh, and then it kind of starts fading into this very masculine, embery tobacco. You're also going to get this really nice frankincense mixed in with the tobacco that gives it kind of just a rugged feel to it. I also believe there's some leather in this. And actually, when I did my full review of Smoulder, which if you haven't seen that, I'll leave a card right up here for you. But in that video, I mentioned that I think that there's some leather in it, and Chris confirmed there is some leather in this fragrance. But I love the way that that leather, that frankincense, the tobacco is all blended together because it gives it a very masculine feel, kind of a rugged feel. Full dry down, you get some nice earthy patchouli, kind of like a damp earthy patchouli, and then you're also going to get this really nice sandalwood. That adds a bit of a creamy quality to it. But Smoulder, I think, is a great fragrance. In fact, it probably is one of my favorite Terence Hughes. I know a lot of you out there were kind of bummed that you couldn't get it, but well, guess what? Now you can. He re-released it, so get it while the getting's good. Longevity is great on my skin. Projection is awesome on my skin. In fact, every single one of these fragrances, I'm going to go ahead and get out of the way so I don't say it for every single one. They all are beasts. But first up on my list, if you haven't checked it out yet, go check out Smoulder. Next up on my list, which I do have a full bottle of, is Guapo, also known as Handsome. And this is a very handsome fragrance. Now, I wore this past week, and man, I got tons of attention. Women love this fragrance. Guys love this fragrance. My buddy Nick was like, oh my God, you smell so good. What is that? And I was like, it's Terence Hughes Guapo. And that's actually how I identify. I identify as handsome. But all joking aside, Guapo is a fantastic fragrance. It exudes masculinity. It's a very handsome fragrance. You get this really sweet, creamy Bergamot. That is a signature for Terence Hughes. He got this bergamot accord created just for him, and man, it is glorious. You also get a really nice creamy vetiver. This is one of his first vetiver heavy fragrances, and it's not like an earthy vetiver. It's not like a dry vetiver. It's very creamy and smooth like a baby's butt. Also, to add a nice kind of dry, woody characteristic and add a little bit of a spiciness to it, you're going to get ambroxan, some nice clean musks, and this beautiful, also woody and creamy sandalwood. I love this fragrance, and yes, this has actually become, again, another one of my favorite Terence Hughes fragrances. There's not a lot of ATH that aren't my favorite, honestly. I think I'm also going to be doing a women's list, like my most feminine Terence Hughes fragrances for all you ladies who are watching. If you'd like to see that, let me know. Drop me a comment down below. Probably going to do it anyways. Guapo is suitably named. It's handsome. It's very signature scent worthy. Again, it's very inoffensive. People love this fragrance. Well, at least they do on me. So next up on the list, if you haven't checked it out yet, give this one a try. Guapo. Next up is Bois Eternal. I don't know if I can get my camera to... There we go. Bois Eternal. Well, there we go. Bois Eternal. Now, Bois Eternal... Alright, this is an oak moss heavy fragrance. He is using non-IFRA compliant oak moss. So if you're in the UK... I'm sorry, sucks for you. You actually can't buy this fragrance. But for those of you in the States, you're able to. Again, just like in Guapo, you're getting that signature creamy sweet bergamot. But you're also getting this really nice, spicy, kind of herbaceous oak moss. And that is also supported by a nice geranium. So you almost get a slight rosy nuance, but it's kind of just helping push off that spicy oak moss, which I absolutely adore. Again, this is one that I wore just a couple days ago. I've been kind of wearing all these fragrances, just seeing what reactions I can get from people, what people actually like, and what people think is very masculine. There's also a nice lavender in here, giving it a nice masculine feel as well. Full dry down, nice soft woods. Now this, I was kind of unsure of when I first got it. I was like, this is okay. The more I've worn it, I think the more it sat in the bottle, you know, and kind of macerate a little bit, the more I've been enjoying it. Because it's very masculine. That oak moss really gives it that really nice masculine feel. But all the rest of the accords and notes in it also give it a nice masculinity. So if you're in the US, definitely check out Bois Eternal. Next up is a bottle that I have found, thank God. I really wish I had boxed up all my fragrances like by house, but I didn't. I was kind of just in a scurry trying to get moved. But next up is Legend. Now Legend, man. So this has the Legend Accord in it, which I believe is going to be apple, vanilla, and tonka, which gives it this really nice sweetness, but you're also going to get a nice lemon and a bit of mint up top. So you're getting this really nice freshness. This is a very fresh fragrance through and through. There is a nice depth to it, but you're also going to get ambroxan further as it starts drying down. Actually, not even further as it starts drying down. You kind of get the ambroxan right off the initial spray. But it's giving it that lasting power. It's giving it that projection. There's some really nice dry woods as it fully starts drying down. And those dry woods really give it that masculine feel with also some really nice clean musks. The musk, the ambroxan, those dry woods really give it some beautiful projection. Again, nice signature scent. Easy on the nose. Now, I will say if you own Guapo, I don't think you really need to get Legend. And if you own Legend, you probably don't necessarily need to get Guapo. If I had to pick between the two, I would go with Guapo. I also wore this last week. And again, got some attention. Do I care? No. But you do. Well, you might. So if you're looking for something that you can wear to work, you can wear pretty much all season, though I would probably rock this more in the warmer months. Legend is a fantastic one. It's fresh, it's clean, it's got a nice dry quality to it with those nice dry woods and of course the clean musks. In my opinion, very masculine, though even you ladies out there could probably rock this. Though I think it leans more masculine. Anyways, next up on the list, Terence Hughes, Legend. This next one, I can't find my bottle of, but I definitely own it. It was actually one of the first Terence Hughes fragrances I put my nose on because I got a box set. I got this one, I got Alpha Man, I got Ozone and Neon. I got a 4-pack. And I believe this one or Alpha Man I think one of those two were the first ones I put my nose on. And this one is Boss Bastard. Well, I mean, if you couldn't tell by the name, it's definitely a masculine fragrance. In fact, is the epitome of being a boss. It was inspired by Aaron watching The Wolf of Wall Street. Need I say more? You're gonna get a nice citrus combo of bergamot, lemon, and mandarin up top. But also, quickly into it, you get a really nice honeyed tobacco, a nice sweet tobacco. It's just like, imagine like a nice, pipe tobacco that's got very honeyed nuances. And I love a good like cigar or pipe tobacco that just smells like it's dipped in honey. It's got a nice resinous amber quality to it. And when I say amber quality and resinous, I mean that it is just kind of thick and sticky and icky, and that blends very well with that honey tobacco. There's a really nice masculine cedar wood in here. Just a touch of like a chocolatey nuance. You're also going to get some vetiver and some musks. I think this Boss Bastard is great. I know there's some of you out there that don't really enjoy it. I would suggest just give it some more time. Give it some more wear. I wouldn't say that women are going to just absolutely fall over, head over heels for this fragrance if you're wearing it. But I have got some attention from it. But I just enjoy wearing it for myself because it does. It makes me feel like a boss. It is just got kind of that 1990s, suited up, pinstripe suit, maybe double-breasted suit, and walking into Wall Street, it's just got kind of this powerhouse kind of feel to it. And again, it's a powerhouse. Very long-lasting, very, very projecting on my skin, and I think it's a great fragrance. So next up on my list, Boss Bastard. All right, for those of you who enjoy Dior Homme, the original, that nice makeup-y iris, well, I got one for you. If you're having trouble finding the original formulation, I would look no further, and I would go with Homme. Now, Homme, I do have a full bottle of this. This is my 10 ml. I haven't even sprayed this one yet. I just found it in my box. I'm looking forward to finding my full bottle so I can actually wear this because I'm going to save this for when that bottle's out. Waxy, leathery iris. Get a nice powdery sweet tonka and like vanilla combo. And that vanilla is like succulently sweet. And that I love the Orris concrete that he is using in this. I mean, it is phenomenal. It's gorgeous. Now, some might say that this leans feminine. Okay, well, that's fine. To each their own. I think this is a beautifully put together iris fragrance that is very masculine, because once it starts drying down, you get into this kind of masculine sandalwood and musk combo. But through and through, even though I think it is unisex, I think any woman or man can wear whatever the hell they want. Homme kind of scratches that itch for me for the original Dior Homme. I do love the original Dior Homme, but this is way easier to find. In my opinion, really hits the nail on the head. I'm not saying this is a one-to-one. This is just a beautiful, waxy, makeup-y iris that Terence Hughes decided to put together. I think it's beautifully blended. I think it is superbly put together. And in my opinion, I think it's kind of a masterpiece to see what Aaron can actually do. Great fragrance. One of my favorites. One that I love to rock. Again, it's a beast, it's a powerhouse, it lasts forever on my skin, blah, 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 blah. You've heard me say it over and over. All of these are great projectors, and they are just great in longevity. Next up on my list, Homme. All right, next up, we're going with Alpha Man. Are you an alpha man? Well, if you wear Alpha Man, you might be. Just kidding. The fragrance doesn't make you an alpha. You gotta have confidence, and you gotta spray with confidence. Screw compliments and spray confidence. That's what I say. That's my 2 cents way, and I'm sticking to it. This has got sweet bergamot up top, and also a really nice, clean, sweet, and soapy neroli. You get loads of clean musks. Then, as it starts drying down, you start getting into some really nice sweet tonka. You're gonna get this nice sandalwood, and as you can tell, TERENCE Hughes loves to use sandalwood, and his sandalwood accord is phenomenal. But there's also this really nice natural smelling cedar in there. Kind of that pencil shavings, kind of like you're just taking some cedar and sticking it right in your face like some cedar chips. You're like, oh man, I love the smell of cedar. Fresh cedar, wet cedar, doesn't matter. I love cedar. Alpha Man, it truly is. I mean, this is a masculine fragrance. It's called Alpha Man. It has a nice masculinity to it. It makes you smell like you're fresh, clean, and confident. Just like an alpha man. So next up, well, Alpha Man. Alright, so there's two versions of this fragrance, and I picked the original. So there's also a flanker of this. And the original, again, I only got my 10 ml, is Onyx. Now, the reason I chose Onyx is because Onyx is a little bit rougher around the edges. Not in a bad way, it's just a little bit more masculine in my opinion. It's kind of brooding, it's sexy. This is a great date night fragrance. This is a good, a fantastic oud fragrance. Right off the bat, you're gonna get this beautiful Rose Absolute. Now, for those of you out there, for you men out there like, oh, Rose isn't masculine. Rose is definitely masculine. It's been in tons of fragrances. There's tons of beautiful rose fragrances. Now, is this unisex? 100%. But I think if you're looking for a nice oud rose fragrance, this is a very masculine one, but also kind of leans a little feminine as well. As you know, gentlemen, we do have estrogen running through our bodies as well as testosterone. So we all have some sort of feminine side to us. It's not just the Rose Absolute. You're going to get a nice vanilla absolute, this kind of, oh man, just juicy, fruity plum as it starts getting into those heart notes. And that plum is drizzled with this really nice sweet chocolate. Further into it, of course, you're going to get oud. And this is a beautifully well done oud. That oud is blended with some patchouli, some ethical ambergris, so no sperm whales were hurt in the process of getting this ambergris, and that ambergris just gives it some lift. It kind of polishes everything off, especially as it starts drying down. And there's a nice mixture of musks, clean, dirty, kind of sexy, filthy musks, just a beautifully put together fragrance. If you're a beginner to oud, this is one that I would definitely suggest going for because it's a beautifully put together rose oud fragrance. There's so many rose oud fragrances out there, but this one just has such a bold personality. Like I said, it's kind of brooding, it's sexy, it's sensual, and it leaves an alluring scent trail. So if you want to capture the attention of those around you, the person you might be out on a date with, then I would definitely suggest checking out Onyx. Again, it's definitely unisex, but if you're looking for something that's a little bit more masculine out of the TERENCE Hughes oud rose fragrances, I would go Onyx. Onyx Extreme, it's a little bit sweeter, it's a little bit more balanced and polished. This one has just got a little bit of roughness to it, which I enjoy. Now, a fragrance that I enjoy layering with Onyx, or any of my TERENCE Hughes oud fragrances, is oud. Now, this is a great, very bass heavy fragrance, so it's a lot of oud, but there is also some rose in here as well. Not as much rose as you're going to be getting from Onyx or Onyx Extreme or like Luna or so on and so forth. But it starts out with that rose. You're going to get some sweet orange, like a nice succulent, juicy sweet orange. There's also some other fruitiness coming in from I think some raspberry. Again, a nice sweet ambery quality to it, but it's really that thick, heavy oud that I really enjoy, and the reason I enjoy layering this. Or you can wear it on its own, and I think this is probably his most masculine oud because of the way that it accentuates all the oud qualities. It's very oud heavy. You're going to get Thai oud, some Burmese oud, and there's this really nice kind of sweet, spicy, slightly powdery benzoin that blends really well with those ouds. I believe there's also some patchouli in here, and again, some sandalwood, possibly a little ambergris kind of polishing everything out, and then musks. But those musks really help support that kind of just dank, musky, woody quality you're getting from the oud. Great layering. I love layering this with certain fragrances. I actually layer this with Smoulder, and it kind of gives Smoulder another dimension. Not that it needs it, but it's actually really good. If you've got both, give it a whirl. But next up on my list, straight up oud. Last but not least on my list is a bottle that I own, but again, I can't find it anywhere. And it happens to be Adonis. I love Adonis. I absolutely love this fragrance, but unfortunately, it's not going to be around that much longer. I believe he's discontinuing it by the end of the year. So again, get it while the getting's good. This is a very fresh, clean, again, type of fragrance. Very masculine, though I think, if you are a lady who doesn't mind, masculine fragrances, even though the unisex fragrances that lean masculine, but even if you're a confident woman, you could wear it. Adonis, I think, is a great one. You're going to get this bergamot peppermint combo up top, which gives it this minty, cooling sensation when you first spray it on. And I absolutely adore it. Ambroxan to give it lift, to give it some nice dry woods, to give it almost a nice musky quality, even though there are also some musks in here. You're going to get some vanilla to add a nice underlying sweetness to kind of round out that mint and that bergamot, and just kind of give it a harmonious feel, a fresh, clean, uplifting, harmonious feel. Loads of clean musks, full dry down. You get some cedar that again is this really nice, beautiful, masculine smelling cedar amongst some patchouli, kind of rounding out that cedar, giving it a little bit more of a woody quality, and some sandalwood that just kind of creams everything up, just gives it a nice creaminess. Beautiful fragrance. Again, it's not going to be around much longer, but if you want it, definitely go check out the unicorn sale going on ATH's website. Like I said, I'll leave it down in the description. Paul, I hope that you enjoyed this list. I don't know if you wanted me to do a top 10, but I decided not to. I love TERENCE HUGHES fragrances, and these are the most masculine ones I have. There are plenty of other ones that are 100% unisex. I suggest kind of checking out as many as you can. See what works for you. I'm a firm believer that all fragrances are unisex. Yes, there are some that lean more masculine, but all you need is the confidence to rock whatever you want, because that's what matters. Of course, it's nice getting compliments, but what I always say, fuck compliments, spray confidence. With that being said, guys, that is it for me. Let me know down in the comments which TERENCE HUGHES are your favorites. Which ones do you think are the most masculines? What did you think of my list? I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day. I look forward to hearing from you. If you enjoyed today's content, then do me a favor and like, comment, share, and subscribe. And always remember, you are stinking beautiful. And until next time, happy scent trails.